We're joined now by freelance journalist Giorgia Orlandi. She's now in Aquila, but she's been to one of the worst hit areas, Amatrice, as we were hearing a little earlier. Giorgia, thanks very much for joining us. What was the scene like in Amatrice when you went?
Well, I've been observing the great work that has been done by the emergency services, but also rescue operations underway. They've been trying they kept digging to see whether there were some people still trapped inside. And it's really terrible atmosphere over there, and also very much crowded by not only emergency services but also by international media.
And we're seeing live pictures of floodlights as the rescue operation still continues. When you went and you were talking to survivors of the earthquake in Amatrice, were they saying that enough is being done to help them and that the area was well equipped for this?
Yes, I've been speaking to a local resident, a very significant story from him. He's one of the few people over there who has managed to build his house following some anti-earthquake methods and technique. But he said to me that most of the houses, of course, collapsed because there are very old houses who haven't been followed these techniques. And he was very upset because he said that this means that really L'Aquila, what happened in L'Aquila 7 years ago, really didn't leave any lessons, and any lessons has been really followed after that. So he was very much upset. He's been seeing some of his neighbors and best friends dying in front of his eyes, and he cannot believe this is happening. He thinks that the village doesn't exist anymore, and he's lost basically everything.
So was that local resident, Giorgia, effectively saying that the lessons had not been learnt because the money hadn't gone into the region, or simply that nothing had been acted upon?
Correct. Nothing had been acted upon. He managed to build his house because he invested himself privately in this building, but no money from the government, from the state, really has reached this area of Italy, which stays within one of the most dangerous one, especially for earthquake hazard.
And there have been many aftershocks, well over 80 aftershocks, just in the first few hours after the original earthquake itself. One can see a very, very difficult few days ahead for the search and rescue operation.
Indeed, also for the weather conditions, temperatures were very high today, a lot of the humidity, and again, in the space also to move around, for the trucks to move around, for emergency services to move around is really limited.
All right, Giorgia Orlandi, freelance journalist there, we must leave it. Thank you for that input.